When I was younger, in my 20s, early 20s, I was, I always say, a failed musician. I wanted to play in rock and roll bands, and I played bass guitar and blues harmonica, all of it badly, because I have no noticeable talent for music. I couldn't even tune my guitar effectively. But it was just the desire to do that, and I loved the music. But a little bit of something of that remains, I think, in the current works, because there's this, it's a little bit like a rock and roll trio or a jazz trio, like where you have figure, ground, and line as three conversant elements. And if you think of them playing like in counterpoint to one another, that's kind of what happens in these paintings. So they're a little bit like that. They operate like that. I don't know if it's coming from music as an influence, but there's a parallel. I did a painting in 1977 called Illinois, and that became the model of how I thought about painting and making paintings from there on out. I think what I was trying to do back then was I was trying to do something new in painting, and which kind of meant doing something which maybe would be perhaps a little radical or a little disruptive from what we thought of as painting up until then. I wanted to try to do something which I thought would help bring painting back, in a way create almost like a justification for it as having something new to say. And so I think of the mature body of work as starting there. And basically, the first painting set up a dynamic of figure and ground relationship, figure, ground, and drawing. And each of those elements in that painting and in subsequent paintings tends to be very distinct from the other elements. So that started a trajectory of those three elements, and over the years, what's really happened that's been the development of the painting, or my body of work, has been really additional rather than changing the program or anything like that. But it's like, what kind of vocabulary could I imbue those forms with, or those elements with, each individually. And I also think of these forms as being discursive elements. So each of these forms can discourse with the other forms in a different way. And if you think of my ongoing body of work, the new works, I think, are something new in the work, and that's something that people are not expecting to see from me. But they do relate to work that I had done earlier. There were certain paintings, like a painting in '84 called Hide and Seek, and also one in 1981 called Black Widow, which had these forms, these black forms submerged by a veil of paint, as in these current paintings. So in a way, I'm referencing a body of work that I did earlier, but I'm updating it with new elements too. And it's also a bit of a break, because these paintings are very much 100% in my hand.